Next up, JigSpace is an augmented reality tech startup hoping to make it as easy to create 3D presentations as it is to use Canva. It's just received $2 million in funding to commercialise the platform. Co-founder and CEO Zach Duff is on Skype to tell us more. Hi Zach, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks. Great to be here.
Zach, can I ask, how do you make augmented reality live up to the expectations we all have for it, and can it be that easy to create?
Yeah, so that's the big question, isn't it? The hype around augmented reality and virtual reality is something that's kind of been in the industry for a couple of years now. One thing that we do, we've focused on really strongly, is to provide utility, because that's where people are really going to see the usefulness of AR and VR as they head towards ubiquity. So we've made sure that everything we do is simple, useful, and delightful. And the experience, comparing it to Canva, is very much of taking those technical tools that are typically for technical end users, they're professionals, they've got expertise, and really giving that power to everyday users.
Walk us through exactly how JigSpace works.
So basically, you have for 99% of manufactured products, there's a CAD file that exists already. So we work in 3D for most of the things that are produced and exist around us. So we allow users to take that CAD file, bring it into the JigSpace tool, very quickly create steps, so a step-by-step presentation tool, and then they can share that. So you can create a jig within minutes, really. So within 15, 20 minutes, you've got a presentation based around your 3D file that you can share with anyone.
Stan, we're not all going to be wearing headsets to be able to sort of view this presentation. You're talking about this just being on a normal 2D screen.
Yeah, so right now it runs on iOS, so iPads and iPhones, and there's a new desktop version for our Workshop Pro platform. But we're in the foothills of kind of the uptake of augmented reality right now. So Apple have been pushing their platform since 2017, ARKit, which is the biggest platform out there. I mean, there's more than 1 billion devices now that run augmented reality in some way. So we're riding along that, but you look in 5 to 6 years, everyone will have some form of glasses that will just look indistinguishable from regular glasses, and you'll be able to see 3D content around you in the world.
Wow, so the Google glasses are finally going to be a reality.
Yeah, something like that.
Now, you've recently raised $2 million, it is, I think. Tell us what you plan to do with the funds. Is it to take the platform to the next level?
Yeah, so we've just launched our Pro tool, Workshop Pro, which is it's for professionals and organizations that really want to have all their 3D organizational knowledge and be able to share it really quickly. So a big part of this raise is around building out the capabilities to service all our customers, and also some of the core competencies in our team. We want to bolster up engineering and marketing and sales and all those kind of areas.
Through the process of the raise, you've got Rampersand on board, and Investable is also in there. How was it for you doing all of that in the middle of the lockdown?
Yeah, so it's always a challenge. Fundraising is difficult at any stage. Like there's a lot of hoops you have to jump through. But I think what we found is when people see the vision of what we're trying to build, that we want to be the standard for 3D presentations. As PowerPoint 30 years ago became the standard, we want to be the standard for the next 30 years. So talking to that vision and getting investors inspired around it, once they get to that point and they start to see jigs everywhere, it's a much easier sell. And I think given the traction that we have really got since the COVID crisis hit, so we've seen a 900% increase in business users on the platform. So we're actually in a really good position right now because people are trying to communicate in novel ways because they need to. So it wasn't really too hard of a sell.
Zach, I understand that Apple highlighted the app at one point. How much of a boost did that give to your business?
Yeah, so it's pretty significant when Apple takes a shine to what you're doing. So we launched in 2017 alongside ARKit, and they've featured us for every major hardware and software launch since then. So it's been a really exciting process. And just recently, they have us up on apple.com, so the main website, when they're showing off business uses of augmented reality, they use Jig as the example there. So we see a big boost every time we get featured, but it's been a very, very good relationship with Apple.
That may explain how you've got the 1,500 businesses on board already and clients like Hino from Toyota. I'm really interested, given that you're making it like Canva, do you see yourself as being the next Canva over the next 5 to 10 years?
Look, we certainly we take a lot of inspiration from their ethos, and we think we can build very much the same thing in the augmented reality space. It's still a nascent industry. There's a lot of space for people to kind of build that brand, and I really want us to get there, and I think we are. We're on the track there already. We're at 3.5 million downloads with our apps generally, so it's really we're on the path to doing that.
So Zach, in that context, augmented reality, the potential. Can you just take us through some of it for those of us who don't quite see it? You obviously see it quite a lot, and can you share some of that insight?
Yeah, so it's fundamentally, it's a different way of viewing how we'll share information. So if you think about, I mean, for 600 years, we've used a page essentially to transmit all of our knowledge and our information. So it's either a screen or it's a book, and that's how we share. But we exist in a 3D world. Everything we see around us is in 3 dimensions, and there's no reason why our knowledge can't be in that space. So when you look at a smartphone or anything that's been manufactured, that is a physical 3D object. So as augmented reality becomes ubiquitous, you'll be able to ask questions about that object. You'll be able to say, how is it made? How do I fix that? What is it made of? You'll be able to ask those questions, and you'll see that information immediately available in 3D right in front of you. So it'll be a much more intuitive experience. And we see that with schools. We have a lot of schools using it right now, and they share it in the classroom because it's such an engaging, intuitive experience. Rather than reading about a coral reef, you can put a coral reef there in the classroom. You can walk around it, have fish swimming around you, and see information coming up about it. So it is really, it's this whole dimension of knowledge that we lose when we put it on a page. We have that in all our kind of knowledge sharing.
Zach, what an amazing adventure and possibility for augmented reality for you and for Jigspace. Thanks so much for coming on and sharing your story with us today.
No worries, thank you.